Hey guys, welcome to Sriram's IAS. In this video, we will talk about tiger census. Now, for all the viewers, this is part second of this series. So if you want to know all the necessary information related to tiger census, Project Tiger, some newly launched international initiatives, I recommend you watch part 1 of this video first and then come to this part second. Now, before starting this video, I would like to draw your attention to the upcoming batches for UPSC CSC at Sriram's IAS. So we are launching some new batches which is starting from 13th of April. So this is a detailed and comprehensive batch for CSC 24. Then guys, we have one more crash course batch available for the CSC 23. So all aspirants aspirants who are appearing in the civil services examination this year, you can join with Sriram's IAS for your foundation course as well as for a crash course, or if you are looking for optional preparation, there is one more batch or one more course which is available covering all these 6 major optionals. So if any one of you willing to join Sriram IAS, you can get the batches at an academy at 25% off after using the code Srirams. You will get straight away off of 25%. Now guys, Sriram IAS is proven to give results from last 35 years. And in this long journey, there are thousands of aspirants over the period of this 35 years that has achieved success and they have turned their dream into reality. So welcome to this session. My name is Anshum Verma. So this is the part second of the tiger census that we are starting. Before starting, again a disclaimer that if you want to know the introduction of tiger census, Project Tiger, the background of Project Tiger, the techniques used to calculate the tiger population, I recommend everyone to watch part 1 of this video. Now guys, in the previous video, we have talked about what has happened in the background of Project Tiger, or why there was a need to launch Project Tiger. Now guys, in order to implement Project Tiger, there was a statutory body which was constituted by the Ministry of Environment, Forest and Climate Change. Now this statutory body was constituted in the Wildlife Protection Act of 1972. So this act was amended in 2006, where the NTCA, the National Tiger Conservation Authority, got its statutory status. Now guys, what is the objective of NTCA? Now guys, this body provides the full authoritative control over Project Tiger, so that all the recommendations are implemented to its fullest extent. Then this body also works on the accountability in the management of tiger reserves, either by the state or the central government. Now, through providing a basis of the operations within a federal structure. Then this body is also responsible to address all the local interests of the people living in the tiger reserves or in the adjacent areas around the tiger reserves. So NTCA is composed of a group of 8 experts which have professional qualifications in the wildlife conservation. Then there are 3 members of parliament who are also coming from, the 2 comes from Lok Sabha and 1 come from Rajya Sabha. So total 8 member body, it is an 8-member body which works on the overall execution of tiger conservation and overall execution of Project Tiger. The Inspector General of Forest is the in charge of Project Tiger, and it is a ex officio member secretary of NTCA. Okay, it is the ex officio member secretary of NTCA. Now, what are the powers of NTCA? Now, before coming to the international initiatives related with the tiger census, let us see how NTCA helps in the conservation of tigers in our country. Now, the first important role or power of NTCA is to evaluate and assess all the aspects of sustainable ecology. We all know tiger occupies a apex position in the food chain. That means if the population of the apex predator is disturbed, there will be a very significant impact on the complete food chain. So the NTCA works on the evaluation of the sustainable ecology, which ensure no environmental destructive activity that can happen in the proximity of tiger reserve, whether it be mining, whether it be any industrialized activity, any poaching, hunting, or any such illegal activity which can impact the local ecology. Then it also provides all the necessary information on the protection measures, including future conservation plan. So what all plan will be introduced both at the state level and at the central level. Then they also responsible for the calculation of population of tiger. Okay, now in order to calculate the population of tiger, they also prepares a report of their natural prey species so that they can track both prey and predator count in order to maintain a sustainable ecology. Then, as I've already told, they also try to stop all the illegal activities related to the wildlife, that is poaching, hunting, illegal wildlife trade, etc., etc. Then they also provide all the necessary critical support, which includes scientific and information technology, and also legal support for better implementation of all the tiger conservation plans. They also work on skill development, capacity building, and they also work on training of all the staff which are associated with the tiger conservation. Not only this, they also work on spreading awareness in the areas which are in proximate to the tiger reserve. So spreading awareness among the local people around, in and around a tiger reserve, so how they can reduce the man-human conflict, the man-animal conflict. They also provide support for tiger reserve management in the state for the biodiversity conservation through people's participation by supporting similar initiatives in the adjoining area with central as well as the state laws. So these are the overall function of the NTCA. Then guys, what are the challenges / concerns associated with the Project Tiger? Now the biggest challenge associated with Project Tiger is urbanization. Now this urbanization, the result of urbanization will be habitat fragmentation. So as urban centers are expanding, more and more forests are cut down. So as a result, this tiger as a species, now this is a apex predator. Now this apex predator is not confined to a limited forest area. This apex predator roam around in a very big natural habitat, but since the forests are being cut, so their habitat are being destructed, so more man-animal conflict happen, and as a result we see that some villagers have killed a tiger, or a tiger entered a urban habitable area where it got killed by the locals. So this habitat fragmentation designated to tiger reserve can result in isolating the tiger population and make them more vulnerable to genetic problems, disease, and other kind of threat, which will include man-animal conflict. Now, the next is this only, that there are retaliatory killings. For example, a tiger which was roaming maybe for maybe in the breeding season. In breeding season, generally these tiger, they leave their own comfort zone, or what would I say, that they leave their own area and they try to enter or they enter accidentally some urban areas where they can get a counter with the humans. Also, reducing prey, the population of prey, as it is apex predator. So generally the tiger feeds on cattles, generally the tiger feeds on the deers. However, the decrease in the population of naturally available prey, the tigers are getting more habitual to easily available food resources, like the cattle which are domesticated, for example the goats which are domesticated in the nearby villages. So this also attracts them towards the habitable area and hence creating man-animal conflict. Okay, then increase human settlements, increase clearing of forests due to agricultural need is another reason why we witness human wildlife conflicts. Then limited genetic diversity. Now this is again a biological reason which results in decreasing the population of tiger. Now how? So generally when a tiger breeds with its close blood, so whenever there is a tiger population growing, and if the tiger breeds with its close blood, this inbreeding will impact the health and the survival of the tiger population in long term. So over the period of time, immunity of such inbred tigers will fall. ओके ऐसे टाइगर्स जो कि अपने भाई बहन के साथ ही ब्रीड करते हैं और उसी एरिया में ब्रीड करते हैं, बिकॉज द एनिमल्स आर जनरली लाइक दिस. सो व्हेन दे ब्रीड in such a case, their health, they will be less immune, they will be more vulnerable to diseases, and there is a more probability of them not surviving to a longer age or the regular tiger age. So this was the concern associated with the Project Tiger. Then there are some structural concerns as well, some structural and implementational issues also there with Project Tiger. First of all, there is a lack of confidence and trust building among the forest department and the local communities. So we often see that there are also clashes that happens between the forest department and the local. Now the reasons for this is could be genuine. For example, there are many places where the local communities are dependent on the forest for their livelihood. They have no other option but to depend on the products which are available in the jungle. So the forest department won't allow, or they will allow them in a restricted manner. Now this creates a mistrust and lack of confidence among them, now which ultimately result into absence of proactive participation in conservation efforts. So they cannot relate to the conservation efforts done by the forest department. Okay, so what could be solution in this problem, to this problem? The solution could be increasing the trust by providing them some alternative source of livelihood, or maybe rehabilitation if possible. Okay, but again a scientific rehabilitation, Okay, then low capacity. Now, local forest official, they generally lack the conduct surveillance and monitoring of tiger population. However, as the country has developed over the period of time, more budgetary allocations have been done. Okay, more budgetary allocations have been done and new technologies have been adopted by the forest official, but still um, uh, India is a developing country and we lack funds. Okay, so such initiatives are also they also have the dearth of fund. They also look for more and more newer technologies, which is only available through more budgetary allocations. Then lack of adequate protection in the outside area. Now, guys, there is a recorded data that in 2018, almost 35% of the tigers in India are still found or recorded outside tiger reserves. Or, in other words, can we say that there are more forest area or national parks which are not declared as tiger reserves as of now? So we need to have a proper protection to this population of tiger as well. Then issues related to rehabilitation and relocation of the population from critical tiger habitats. Now, if the density of tigers are increasing in one tiger reserve, then there has to be a scientific rehabilitation and relocation of those tigers. Okay, now this is one of the method of the conservation where the tiger is picked up and it is brought to some new tiger reserve where the population is less. Then ultimately the financial constraint, which I have discussed earlier, that the budgetary allocations are at times not enough either to build that capacity with giving them the better technology to the forest official. Then the budgetary allocations are not enough even to provide a proper rehabilitation and relocation to the locals. Okay, so these are some structural problems associated with Project Tiger. But let us also discuss all these years of efforts. The Tiger Project Tiger has recently completed 50 years. So what all is the result of the efforts of this long 50-year journey? So India is a home to 52 tiger reserves covering approximately 75,000 square kilometer area in 18 states. So right now we have 52 tiger reserve, and then India has approximately 75% of the world tiger global population. Okay, then in the St. Petersburg Tiger Declaration, there was a target to double the population of tiger by 2022. But India has achieved this in 4 years ahead of the target year. We have done that in 2018. So we are much ahead of our targeted year of 2022. So this is a mere success of Project Tiger and the efforts, combined efforts of NTCA, National Tiger Conservation Authority. Then the goal has been set by the World Wildlife Fund through Global Tiger Initiative and Global Tiger Forum. Now, again, all this goal were adopted at 2010 at St. Petersburg Tiger Summit by the 13 tiger range countries. So this summit, the importance of this summit and some important information related to this summit, I have already discussed in part 1 of this video. So for all those people who haven't watched part 1, you can go and look for the part 1 of this video in the playlist. Then guys, there is one more accreditation, the CATS accreditation. The CA stands for Conservation Assured and Tiger Standards accreditation. That means it is a accreditation by the international authorities, especially by the as per the standards of the 13 range countries. 17 of our tiger reserves from 52 have been awarded with International Conservation Assured and Tiger Standards accreditation. That means they have all the check marks or all the checkbox are ticked in terms of tiger conservation in these 17 tiger reserves. Now, this CATS accreditation is a globally accepted conservation tool that sets up best practices, standards to manage tiger to encourage assessment to the benchmark progress. Like, for example, what are the basic benchmarks? For example, demarcation of a tiger reserve. Then there are proper channel, surveillance, patrol. Then the tiger reserves are divided into a proper demarcation of core area, buffer area, and the transitional area. So this is very much important. Now this CATS accreditation was launched in 2013, and it is an important component of TX2. What was TX2? Doubling the program focused on doubling the population of tiger by 2022, which was declared at St. Petersburg Summit. Then guys, this tiger census of 2022 has also launched International Big Cat Alliance. This is launched by none other than our Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Now this International Big Cat Alliance is an initiative that India seeks at an international level to give protection to the 7 big cat species, which include tiger. So you can see here tiger, lion, leopard, snow leopard, puma, jaguar, and cheetah. All these cats are the top predators of their own ecosystem, guys. All these cats are never found in one ecosystem. Okay, so International Big Cat Alliance is the alliance of all the countries which are having these top predators available in the wild. Okay, this is the alliance of those countries. So the what was the purpose of this global alliance? So that we can bring in or pull in investment of $100 million over next 5 years, so that we can spend some more money in the conservation of all these big 7 cats. Now the membership to the alliance will be open to all 97 range countries. Now this 97 range countries are those countries which have either of these big predators available in the wild. Okay, so which contain the natural habitat of these big cats, as well as other interested nation can also join in, and other international organizations can also join in. So this big cat alliance will work for advocacy, partnership, knowledge, e-portal, capacity building, ecotourism, partnership between different groups, and finance tapping countries. This alliance will also disseminate information on the basis of benchmark practices, capacity building, resources repository, research and development, awareness creation. Okay, now its governance structure of this will include a general assembly consisting of all the member countries and the council of at least 7. There will be this is the governance. So there will be a general assembly, just like the UN or any other international agency. The general assembly which will have the meeting of all the members. Then it will also have an executive body which will at least will have 7 nations in order to execute all the programs and implementation. So this is proposed by none other than Prime Minister. So this is very important for your prelims 23. Then what are the key highlights of this session? Finally, we are discussing what are the key highlights of this session. Firstly, the tiger population has been grown from 2018 to 22. There is an increase of 200 tigers over the last 4 years. So in the last recorded tiger census, we had 2967 tigers. Right now we have 3167 tigers. So there is an increase of 200 tigers in last 4 years. So the growth rate slowed to 6.7% in last 4 years, whereas it was around 33% in during 2014 to 2018. Okay, so growth rate has decreased. However, there are more technologies which are introduced in order to calculate the tiger population. There has been an increase in tiger population in Shivalik Hills, in Gangetic Plains. The tiger occupancy in Jharkhand, Odisha, Chhattisgarh, Telangana has also declined. In Northeast Hills, Brahmaputra Plains, 194 tigers have been captured by camera traps. In the Nilgiri cluster, largest tiger population in the world, which contribute significantly to colonization of tiger in the neighboring areas. So the southern part, Nilgiri Tiger Reserve, has recorded the maximum tiger population. Now, this tiger census also showcased some decline as well. So there is a decline in the population in the Western Ghats, and the latest analysis shows that there are some significant declines in the Wayanad, Kerala region, in the Biligiri Ranga hills of Kerala. So all these places have recorded a decline. The highest conservation priority is given to the genetically unique and small population of tiger in Simlipal. Okay, they are genetically unique population, so more protection has been given to them. They are put under high conservation priority. The reports also call for ecologically viable economic development and transboundary tiger conservation strategy to sustain isolated population. Now, what are transboundary conservation of tiger strategies? For example, when a tiger is moving from one area to the other. So in order of this transition, whether during the breeding period or whether in search of a prey, so the tiger should be protected. So there are options. The report also talks about all the economic viable option which can help these transboundary migrating tigers. Then guys, at last, let us very quickly discuss that why there is a need for conservation of tiger. Now, as I have highlighted in this session before, the tigers are the apex predator and they play a very important role in maintaining the balance in any ecological habitat. They regulate the prey population. Okay, so for example, you know that if we reduce the population of tiger, the population of deer will increase, or any such animal will increase who the tiger feeds on. So when the population of tiger, when the deer will increase, then the population of grasses and any such available green fodder will also decrease, because the population of deers are increasing. So when population of grasses will decrease, your further the population of insects will be impacted. When insects will be impacted, then pollination will be impacted, and overall it will be a complete disturbance in the cycle. Okay, so this in turn will help the maintain the balance of other species in the ecosystem. Then tiger play an important role in as a means of attraction. So we all know that there are some famous tiger reserves across India like Jim Corbett, Rajaji National Park, and then Bandipur in south. So all these tiger reserves, they act as a attraction of various from across the world. So it can also help the states and the center to generate revenues through ecotourism. Now these kind of ecotourism can also support your local communities in providing the local economy. It can support the local economy. Then there is a cultural significance of tiger in various religions and cultures. For example, Hinduism and Buddhism, there is an important place to tiger. Then tiger also plays an important role in all the scientific research, as they are the keystone species, the most important species in an ecosystem. So their conservation is very much important in order to preserve the ecosystem. Then yes, ultimately they also work as an indicator species, because if their presence or absence can decide the health of an ecosystem. So the scientists, after studying an ecosystem, can look that what are the changes happening in that particular region due to the absence or presence of tiger. So it is an important indicator species which can help us to study even the climate change. Okay, so their protection of the ecosystem from conserving tigers is very important to understand the effects of climate change. Okay, so this is all necessary information related to tiger in this video. Before we end this video, I would like you to subscribe to this channel so that, and hit the bell icon so that for every new upload on this channel you are notified. You can also share this video with your friends. And before we end this video, I would again like to bring attention to all the aspirants who are preparing for UPSC CSC exam 2024, or you are preparing for UPSC CSC exam of 23. So we are launching courses, the GS Foundation course. We are launching for UPSC 23 some crash course, and also optional courses are available at Shriram's IAS. You can get a straight 25% off if you use the code Shrirams. Okay, you can get 25% off straight away off on all the courses. Thank you.